What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy. Which dog is it today, folks? Timo W1H for coming through and boosting up the coins. So, well, we got some breaking news for you, man. Right now, His Turkulency has leaked the first Ring magazine card. Now, before we get to the fights, in fact, let's get to the fights. Then I'm gonna give you some bars. Announced, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn will headline the world's first Ring magazine card on April 26th at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. Now, the fights are as follows. Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. Solid. That fight there would be on any card, any top card. Let's not cap here. That's a top fight. Yeah, they ain't done nothing, neither of them really, but Eubank has done something. Hen's done nothing, but still, let's call a spade. That fight, you put it on any card. If you put that on February 22nd, it's going to be in the top half of that card, so that's solid. The next fight. This is the biggest stinker I've ever seen in my life. Anthony Yarde, you are, of all the light-skinned dons out there, you, with this one here, are the biggest light-skinned flop I've ever had to lay my eyes on. That's the truth here. Anthony Yarde versus Lyndon Arthur 3. Lyndon Arthur was retired, I swear he was. He was retired. I did a video the other week on it. Yarde was saying, yeah, well, the fans would love to see me versus Lyndon 3. This shows you the mentality of Yarde. He loves fighting bums. He really does love fighting bums. Yes, he has he's fought two people. The guy's been knocking around since 2015. 10 years into his career, he's had 2 fights. That's the seriousness. That's the bottom line here. He's had 2 fights that are worth talking about. Kovalev and Beterbiev. He don't even have the mid-level ones, like people who have, Craig Richards in there. He don't even have them ones. I guess you can argue Lyndon Arthur's a bit like Craig Richards, but come on, man. You knocked him out in 4 rounds. Yeah, I was trying to sell it on, oh, well, whoop-de-whoop. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. Lyndon can't punch. So what are you trying to do? And Yarde's the kind of cat, yeah, who's going to F around and stink the place out. When you whoop someone so bad, you're better off taking that W and just moving on. Fight another Bummington. Does that make sense? Because I can't see how Yarde's going to do much better, especially in his current form. I think Lyndon Arthur's going to be looking at that Latvian Uber driver that Yarde went life and death with and thinking, you know what? It's worth a shout, this one here. And Yarde might end up, if he doesn't come on red hot, and you've got to bear in mind, in the Lyndon Arthur rematch, he was red hot because he just lost and it was embarrassing. Now he's kind of comfortable, and is he going to have that same, this guy's getting it? If he doesn't have that, it's going to be a proper stinker, not just on paper. If Yarde don't come in on his job proper looking to do someone some serious harm, it's going to stink the place out. So I've got a good feeling here it's going to be a stinker from Yarde. Seriously. And even if it's not a stinker, even if he knocks him out in 2 rounds, and, do you want a cookie? What's wrong with this guy? Let's have a look at the let's have a look at the light heavyweight rankings. No, not UFC, man. Boxing. I just want to pontificate on some of the light heavyweights that are knocking around that he could have picked rather than digging up old retired dudes who he's already had a go on before. We know now Yarde for sure. Yeah, what we know is, I was backing Yarde. I thought Buatsi was scary. Yarde ducked Buatsi. That is now evident, because Buatsi's fighting Callum Smith. Buatsi's gone from Willie Hutchinson, who in my opinion is better than Lyndon Arthur, to now Callum Smith. So Buatsi's getting serious now about his career. Yarde, you can't even really say he's ever been serious. He had a few, like one in every 5 years. Yarde fights someone decent, but outside of that, it's been full of Bummingtons. It's been full of, I need to warm up because the last time I fought someone decent was 3 years ago. That's what he does for 3 years. He fights Kovalev 2019. Takes him 3 years to fight Was it 3 years? Let's have a look. Anthony Yard, box rec. So, he fought Kovalev. Oh my god, it's bad, people. It's worse than I thought. He fought Kovalev, yeah, in August 2019. He then don't have another serious fight until 2023. 3.5 years. These are your peak years. All Bummingtons in there. No one serious. No one even half serious. There's not even a Vosdik in there. There's no one. There's not even a Joe Smith Jr. in there. There's no one half serious in there. Lyndon Arthur's the best you got. And you lost to him as well. It's like, come on, man. Come on. He fights Beterbiev 2 years ago. And what's he done since? Bummingtons. Jorge Silva, Bummington. 1-star dude. Fact. Marko Nikolic. 1-star dude. Let's go, come on, people. Stop. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. This Marko Likovic cat. Yeah? That's the wrong one, to be fair. Either way, he's been knocked out 3 times. Where's that Bummington gone? Here it is. There's Bummington here. 17 losses, man. These are the caliber dudes Yard been fighting since he got his head punched in by Beterbiev. And now he's running it back with Lyndon Arthur. Alien head looking. Hey, look at this big light skin alien head looking at us, dude, man. His head's too big. When you got a head that big, yeah, you ain't made for boxing. You need to get punched in it. I reckon if you pick Lyndon Arthur right, yeah, green goo will start spraying out of his ear. His head's too. Come on, people. That's a UFO head. That's a UFO head there, man. That's not a boxing head. That's a UFO head, man. He should be flying around in them UFOs and shit. He ain't got no business in the boxing ring. That's for damn sure. Come on, people. Oh, that's too much, man. So where are we? Lyndon Arthur. Okay, he fought Liam Cameron. He beat Liam Cameron, to be fair. It was only 6 months ago. So he's not retired. Where did I hear he was retired? Lyndon Arthur retired. Okay, I made it up, people. Lyndon Arthur responds to Anthony Yard's claim. What's here? I was right. Lyndon Arthur responds to Anthony Yardy's claim that he's the best fighter. The best fight next for him on paper. I'll come out of retirement for that. Definitely. That'll get me out of bed.
Let's make Arthur Yard free. I'm getting sent. I'm a tune-up fight for Yard for the 3rd fight. Well, that will get me out of bed. That will get me out of bed. Let's actually train for this one. Let's do it. Let's make Arthur Yard free. Let's do that.
I'm not knocking Yard. Lyndon. That's good money for him. I'd come out of retirement too to get a Yard bag. How much is it going to be? 100, maybe 200 Lyndon Arthur, I'd assume. Good money for an hour's work. I don't even think he'll train for it either. Because once you're in that retirement mindset, he might do, because it's kind of like a grudge match. I think he's from North London or something like that. It's a grudge match, derby type one. So he might do. On the flip side, he might think, well, I'm probably getting my back blown out anyway. I'm already half retired. I think we might see, there's a good chance we're going to see, what's that cat's name? Sonny Edwards versus dude. Sonny Edwards versus Amir Khan's Donny. What's his name? That one there, the other week. When Sonny Edwards went in there, I knew I was finished. That's what I think you might see from Lyndon Arthur. He'll go in there saying, I knew I was finished, but it was the last kind of big one. So don't be surprised at that. I hope he does turn up though, because he deserves, but Yard deserves to get punked for acting like this. It's one thing losing to Beterbiev and Kovalev. Yard's 40 years old. He's knocking on now. This guy's seriously knocking on. 33 years old. And he's having these kind of fights still. People were slagging off Buatsi for a long time. He started his career later though. Yard's been around for a minute, man. He's been around since 2015. He's 10 years in now. He's a vet. He's a vet, people. 10 years in, 10 years deep, and he's still doing these ones. It's annoying. Proper embarrassing for him. Now, let's look at the light heavyweight rankings for who we could have picked. See any of these here, look. I know Hutchinson's got a fight booked, but Vosdik, for example, Vosdik's number 7. Vosdik, no one's trying to fight Vosdik like that. Hard fight. Yard didn't want that one. People, Vosdik would be a half-serious fight, right? We'd say, so fair play, he's serious. Hutchinson, yeah, he's busy, but that would be a serious... We'd say, okay. Any of these guys, to be fair, like Yard's got a higher ranking. Yard, how is Yard ranked up here? How is Yard number 2? For what? For losing to Beterbiev? Is that what you have to do now? People, I could get my head punched in by Beterbiev. Does that make me number 2 rank? Is that what you're saying? Get YB, get your head punched in by Beterbiev, and I rank you number 2. Who can't do that? Parker and Willie Hutchinson are fighting. But any of these, I don't know all these names from Adam, yeah, but any of these, at least any of these names in the top 10, you could say, okay, Yard's a bit serious here. He's dragging an old dude up he's already washed. Lyndon Arthur's ranked 9. Is that the argument? Well, YB. Lyndon Arthur's ranked 9, so you got what you were looking for. Not really, people. He's beat him already. Do something different, man. I wouldn't even mind seeing... They wouldn't do it, but Yard versus Whittaker. If Whittaker don't want to fight Liam Cameron again, or even Yard versus Liam Cameron. If that Whittaker situation ain't getting figured out, at least it's got narrative there. Yard versus Cameron, even though Cameron lost to Lyndon Arthur, it's got intrigue. We haven't seen it before. So I don't really understand, I ain't gonna lie, why Turkey. I get it. Like I was about to say at the start of the video, these Turkey Ring Magazine cards, it's evident now, like we speculated on before it, or when it got announced, that Turkey will be doing 2 separate cards. This card proves that Turkey really is paying for these Ring Magazine cards out of his own pocket, because they're weak, essentially. These are cheap fights. Outside of Eubank and Benn, Yard, Lyndon Arthur's cheap. This card, to be honest, looks like how the old boxing cards would look like. Which is, in a way... I mean, he's got one good fight on there. But this here is a generic boxing card, how it used to be. Big main event, and the rest are Bumingtons. Yard versus Lyndon Arthur, Bumington. No one interested. I'm not going to lie. I'll watch it, because there's nothing else going on, but I'm not going to be sitting there with a Semelong, am I? Over that, no. Liam Smith versus some next dude. Never heard of him day in my life. No good. Chris Billum Smith versus Brandon Glanton. Never heard of him day in my life. And Vidal Riley versus Chev Clark. This is the standard PBC card right here. That's what this is. Better than nothing, I guess. He's still doing it. He's still doing the Riyadh season cards, which are the bangers. So we can't complain, because without Turkey, we wouldn't even be getting Conor Benn versus Eubank, I believe. You can forget about that fight. So it's definitely better than nothing. Better than the scraps we've been getting. Their man couldn't get it over the line for the last... I guess Conor Benn's just come back into the scene after being banned. But it was... it took Turkey coming in, I think. Because 2 weeks ago they were saying, nope, I'm on 55 and Ben's on 45, and it was a big dispute. Turkey's come in, bash, it's on. So it's better than it was with Turkey, but this is a flop. I'm not going to lie. You can't gas this card up. This is a Bumington card. This is any other Saturday night card, to tell the truth. I think Turkey for the Ring Magazine should focus on grudge matches. I guess you can argue Eubank versus Henn works. But edgy matches. Let's think of an example here. I don't know. Chris Billum Smith versus Yard. Yeah? That's what it should have been. Chris Billum Smith versus Yard. It's brand new. Yard called out for it. And Billum Smith apparently said, I don't want to fight Yard because it's not going to do nothing for me. Well, it will. It will do more than fighting Brandon Glanton will. Come on, bro. Stop playing. Stop lying to yourself. Who's you? Oh, yeah, I don't want to fight Yard because I'd rather fight Brandon Glanton. The fuck? It should have been like that. A derby card. Billum Smith, Yard, and Liam Smith versus someone. Dig someone up. You should have put on this card, in my opinion. Turkey should have put. Bear in mind, we know Eubanks with Ben Shalom. Yards with Ben Shalom. So, they've clearly got some business relationship with Ben Shalom. I'll tell you what they should have put on here. They should have got rid of these two here. Yeah, get rid of these two here. And they should have put on Whittaker versus Liam Cameron. That should have been on there. It should have been Eubank versus Ben, Yard versus Billum Smith, and Whittaker versus Liam Cameron. And then whatever you want at the bottom, like Vidal Riley versus Chev Clark. Bash, sorted. Just got the bare randoms on there, man. No one, people, listen, let me tell you now. No one's going to tune in until halfway through Yard versus Lyndon Arthur. That's what's going to happen. I'll turn the TV on whenever Yard versus Lyndon Arthur's halfway done, I'll turn the TV on. Until then, let's be real here. Who's watching these ones? Be honest with yourself. Who's going to sit down and watch Chris Billen-Smith versus Brandon Glanton? You're not going to watch that one. Who's going to sit down and watch Liam Smith versus Aaron McKenna? You're not going to sit down and watch that one. That's what you're not going to do. So stop playing. Anyway, people, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Let off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it.